last year whenever all the other managers quit.
Yeah, this is not a safe space. You got a stupid comment that's going to get reacted to. Because
and it's immediately, no, we got to move. We
got
no time.
I can't. What's going on here? Oh, no.
Hey there, Midnighters and Moonlighters. This is your closer-in-chief with the check-in. We've had our hands full lately, being understaffed on the security monitors, and a few bloodsuckers got through the containment barriers. We've had a hell of a time figuring out which vampires we're dealing with, and how to put each of them back to their unholy rest. At least none of them sparkle. Management has a whole extra packet of paperwork required for those. But you can join me and Big Smoke as we deal with this breach like our favorite heroes, discussing who makes the cut and why. Just don't touch the jar of graveyard dirt on the counter in the break room, or the jar of mysterious thick red fluid next to it. And hey, if you've learned for yourself that the crazies really do come out during the full moon, hit those like and subscribe buttons. This one's for you.
Welcome to Nightwatch.
Welcome back to Nightwatch, everybody. I'm Chief, sitting here with Big Smoke. How you doing today, Big Smoke?
I'm all right, man. I miss my boy Jolly, though.
Man, that dude has been gone on vacation for too long.
Yeah.
He needs to get back here.
He is missed. He is missed.
And he's going to be kicking himself for missing out these past couple of episodes,
Yeah.
man. The stuff we've been talking about. Be right up his alley, you know? Yeah, it just means that we'll have to keep coming up with some good stuff for when he gets back.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get back in the mode because he's just sitting there fishing. I mean, I don't even like to fish, and I'm jealous that he's fishing.
Yeah.
Doing something just absolutely relaxing.
It's funny. I've gotten a couple of not back-to-back, but a couple of 1 week vacations myself, and I've been using them to dump into this thing, and I don't regret it. I really don't. I absolutely love doing this. I wish I could get a vacation long enough to justify time off from the podcast to actually have some personal time off.
They hate that we're talking about it all the time. It's like, work. Come on, man. You guys at work. Anytime I see you two together, you're not talking about our work. You're talking about that work. And that. All right, little evil. Okay.
Did he really talk to you about it?
He got a little upset, you know.
I know he's gotten after me a couple of times about it.
He's got a little upset, you know. Well, you notice that every time we even walk near each other, hey, Chief, can you come over here?
It's fair, yeah.
Chief, you two, come over here right now. I need you to help me with it. And he's got nothing over there. Come over, stand by me. He's like separating children in the playground. You know?
The sad part is, I fall right into it because it's like, all right, boss needs me. That's what I do. But
yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at him like, okay, you little evil bastard. Okay,
I can't blame him. He's got a business to run. We're two of his top performers.
I would like to think so, but yeah.
We just have to make sure we're compartmentalizing well.
Yeah, when we're at work, we're at work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then while we're at work, we wear the capes.
We wear the capes. Just gonna do what we gotta do, save the world.
Yeah. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
God, that was, yeah, man. That could have been so great. What went wrong with that?
Oh, man. I couldn't even tell you exactly where it was, but I do remember it collapsing quickly. It was, I think, after second season. Yeah.
I
mean, phenomenal acting. The cast lineup in those first two seasons, man, was just absolutely great. I mean, Hero running around in Japan with his powers and everything, figuring that stuff out, and then
because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. I mean, you got to think that was a really hard power to master.
Mm-hmm. But I love that he was the first guy that really jumped into the role of like, I'm a superhero now. Time to go do some good.
He was happy that he was getting all of his inspiration from all the manga.
Mm-hmm. But then you had fucking, what was his name? Skylar, I think it was.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy. Yeah, he was going through just cutting, slicing people's skulls open to steal their powers out from them, and what was it? The main protagonist guy? I can't remember his name, but
I didn't like him at all.
He wasn't a relatable character.
No, he wasn't.
He was supposed to be this. Oh, what if you gave every man Joe Blow off the block every superpower or the ability to get every superpower?
It turns out that's exactly what he got, and he didn't even know he had it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. We've seen examples where it's done better. We talked last episode about My Hero Academia. That's another really good hero show. And
be patient, people. Be patient with that, because everyone kept telling me how great that was, and I couldn't get past episode 3 for the longest time. But then after a while, I'm coming into work. Welcome, citizens. Everything is okay. Yeah, you know why? Because I am here. I mean, I was saying that crap for weeks. Yeah, I couldn't get it out of my blood.
Yeah, but the main character in that one, he gets a bunch of gets a nice mixed bag of powers that he gets to learn how to use over time and everything.
Then he goes through great pain.
Yeah, nearly killed him a couple of times.
Yeah, great pain. He overdid it a few times. Nearly lost an arm and a leg.
Yeah. And that was with conditioning before even getting the powers. That was
so he's like conditioning himself. What is it? He goes 20%, 5%. He had to get. He still come out with like mega bruises, and docs are like, "Tell me, hey man, if you do this again, you might lose the use of your arms and legs." And he's like really conscious, but he really was. I mean, if I was ever going to say that was a hero, that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was, considering himself to be a hero before he even got powers. So that was the whole thing, right? That was his whole shtick, was that he was always at heart, down to his soul, down to his bones. He wanted to be a hero more than anything else. And he looked up and idolized to the main guy.
The hero, yeah. But I don't know if he wanted to be a hero, but he knew he wasn't. Because like they took the test, his like, what was his toe digit or something wasn't long enough or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And it's like, and this kid was devastated. He was like snot. That's another thing. There's a lot of crying in that show.
So much
that show. I'm like, what is? I got this thing about men crying, and I'm like, for God's sakes, dude, you can lift buildings. Why are you crying? Ooh, and I was like, okay, all right, but that's just the way they write those things. So, but he was like before that superhero, and it's like that's the most altruistic way of granting someone powers. I gotta give you my powers so you can take on this mantle and have powers, because he had no powers at all.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna and I'm the OG, everybody's looking to me as the top superhero, and I'm gonna give all that away.
Gotta drop off the spotlight, out of the papers, out of existence, basically. And
I was like, to be frank though, he was on his way out anyway.
Right.
But he found someone who was basically him at that age, and it's like, look, you want it that bad? Here you go. And I'm going to be here to show you how to do it. And it's like, when I first started watching, I'm like, man, this guy, he's got one power? Okay, fine. No, he doesn't. He's got like 9. And I'm like, but he doesn't know how to use them all.
Right.
And the ones he did know how to use were breaking them. I mean, it was like giving him stress fractures to the point where he couldn't even move his arms. I was like, oh, Jesus, is this going to end the way I think it's going to end? And this kid's going to be like an invalid in the bed. He's sitting there, I can do it. I still No. He just learned to master his powers one step at a time.
Right.
He was a real hero, because even doing all the stuff that he was doing, people turned on him when times got tough. And he had to still be a superhero through all that. I mean, he's like going around for weeks, not taking a bath, not sleeping because everybody was trying to get him.
Yeah, to stay on the move.
Yeah,
Constantly.
yeah. He worked himself down to the, and then the girl who was secretly in love with him, you know, she's screaming at the top of the building, "You guys gotta give him a chance. He's doing this all for you." And he's sitting there crying, and she's crying, and everybody in the audience is crying. I'm like, oh my God, there's too much crying in this episode. But
see, Deku makes a good idolized or idol hero, right? On the grounds of like, you know, your Supermans and you know, your Batmans and everything. It's like, all right, you know, here's this fictional character who is in every way, shape, and form damn near perfect. You know, they had to implant some bullshit weaknesses of glowing green rocks and whatnot to just to offset it a little bit. Had to give it some kind of drama and flair. Deku wouldn't be the guy that could put down somebody permanently to solve the threat.
And they make an issue to tell the audience that no matter how much of a piece of shit the bad guy is, he's gonna try to save that guy. He's not gonna try to kill him. This dude's been trying to kill him since pretty much episode 5.
And everybody else around him.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you and your friend and your mama. I'm gonna kill all of y'all." And he's like, I'm gonna save this guy. That kind of hero, I couldn't be that guy.
No, definitely not.
I couldn't be that guy because the very first chance I got, especially when they went to the lengths of fighting this guy was damn near unstoppable. And I was like, man.
Yeah, it was one of those things where they had to throw basically every hero at him at once, and even then, they were still struggling.
Oh yeah, they set a trap for the bad guy, and Deku wasn't there. And they were getting their asses handed to him. And he wasn't even using all of his powers. They had managed some way to like stifle some of his powers. And they tried, because whatever that guy touched, he could disintegrate. And it was like, oh shit. So they figured out. And then it turns out that he had all these other powers that had nothing to do with his main set of powers. And they still didn't, like, even when they had the chance to kill him right then, they didn't do it. They didn't kill him. He would have been Hamburger. I would have got rid of him. Especially all the damage that guy was doing. He would have been Hamburger. I would have got rid of him. This is why I know I'm not a hero. At the very least, I'm an anti-hero. I try to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, in My Hero Academia, I go against what I usually end up falling in favor of behind characters. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, I'm more of a Goku fan than a Vegeta fan. You know, Naruto, I like Naruto, not Sasuke. A lot of people like to go for the bad boy type, and it's like, nah, man, the main hero is the main hero for a reason, you know. And I very much end up with that same mentality of I'm just gonna keep bashing my head into this brick wall until my skull becomes brick wall proof and that brick wall crumbles. That is how I have tackled every problem that I've ever come across, and it has worked for me. And so I sympathize with that kind of character. But when it comes to My Hero Academia, Bakugo is actually my favorite hero in that one.
No, that's not his name. It's
Yeah, Bakugo,
the guy with the nitroglycerin in the hand.
Yeah.
Isn't he like something murder god?
What is his?
His hero name is so long. I
like
can't
King
even.
Murder Death or something like that.
Death murder god. As soon as he says his name, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not his name.
All I can think of now is Avatar: The Last Airbender with Sparky Boom Man.
Yeah, Sparky Boom Man. I mean,
But yeah, no, but Bakugo in that show, that he was the guy, man. I really liked how he developed his powers and stuff, and it's like, you know, it's that he has the training, he has the skill set, the natural born talent, and yet he's struggling to keep up with the main protagonist because plot, you know. those senses, he's just like the other guys. He's another Sasuke, another Vegeta. But for whatever reason, man, they did a very good job in My Hero Academia of setting him up to be less two-dimensional than those other guys. He wasn't just the guy who had all the natural-born skill and talent, and was constantly rivalry, keeping up with the main character. No, he had his own motivations, his own reasons for doing things, and he had his own arc of developing into an actual hero, in spite of the self-restraint that he has to go through, but also the conditioning he has to keep his body in constantly, because he basically always has to be anxious, pissed off, and sweating in order for his powers to work.
Yeah, I mean, I thought what I liked about him was he made no excuses, and he didn't give you any leeway.
No.
At all. Even the people he actually respected, he gave you, I'm gonna beat your ass next time. And it's like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you're supposed to be my friend. I don't care. I'm gonna be the number one guy, and that means stomping on over you. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, he threatened All Might a couple of times. It's like, oh, yo, you were the number one. I'm about to take your fucking place, and that was his hero too. They go into that a little bit. They both Deku and Bakugo. They both really idolize All Might for different reasons.
And he had a problem with the fact that All Might was
letting bad guys live.
Yeah, and he was, and even greater to agree when he's giving favoritism to Deku, and he's like, look, Deku don't even have freaking powers, and you're giving this dude all this space. Hey, I'm the man. What the hell's wrong with you? Why can't you see I'm the man? And that made it kind of hard for Deku.
Yeah.
He took Deku out the back. Hey, look, we're going to have a fight right now. What dude? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have a fight right now. It's time.
Yeah, and then even whenever he found out about the
transfer of power.
Whenever he found out about that, he's still like, all right, cool. Now I have even more of a reason to keep beating your ass until you get better. Yeah, you have the legacy of our hero to uphold. Do better. Quit fucking crying all the goddamn time.
It's like,
do better.
He's just, it's and that competition. He's like, yeah. I'm gonna win. I don't give a crap about the rest of you. I'm gonna win. And then he won, and then they had to tie him to the post and restrain him.
They had to shackle and muzzle him.
Yeah.
Because of all the swearing.
Yeah. He's like, he was out of control.
It's like, no, I didn't win first place. They cheated, and I didn't actually get to fight a fair fight. Jesus, man. Just take the fucking W.
Just take the win. I thought that was...
But no, I absolutely love that.
So, yeah, he was hero. He was hero material. I wouldn't even say he's the wrong type of hero. I mean, but he was a hero that not everybody could stomach.
Yeah.
Another one. What was the other guy? The big flaming guy. What was his name?
Oh, Endeavor.
Endeavor. Yeah, that's a hard name for me. I could see it in my head, and but that guy. He was number 2 guy. All those years, he was number 2 guy, and he only got to be number 1 because All Might flamed out.
Yeah. And so Endeavor takes over, and then he starts to realize, oh, fuck, this is what it takes to be number 1.
There's a lot on my shoulders.
And, I mean, dude was built for it, but, like, yeah, I don't think he was quite expecting...
But, yeah, what really got me is when he got his arm cut off, and I'm like, oh, no, they're going to kill this fool. They're going to kill him. Nah, I've got this flaming fist that I'm going to pull out of the stump and hit you with it. And I'm like... Okay, please continue.
By all means, you have the floor.
Let's keep this show going.
But I'll go unfuck myself.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I'm not done.
I gotta admit, it's something that I hadn't considered before. Lining up everything was when I had actually watched the show a couple of years ago, and then more recent events. Being the number 2 guy in the spot when you have a number 2 and a number 1 guy, it's easy to think, yeah, I could be the number 1 guy. And then if that number 1 guy disappears, and now you've got to be the number 2 and the number 1 guy without that number 1 guy anymore, you don't have another you to back you up.
No.
So now you're alone at the top.
Hmm.
And
then you start to realize, okay, it's either one or two things is going to happen. You got extreme doubt. It's like, okay, wow, this is a little. Am I good enough? Can I do this now? I mean,
so last year, whenever all the other managers quit,
that was a rough, and they all quit with like 24 hours. They all were gone.
4 of them dropped within a couple of hours of each other.
Mm-hmm. 2 dropped in an hour. Cause I guess Top Dog told all of the henchmen that I just quit, and then they quit like immediately.
Yeah,
and then I think it was the next day.
The guy that wasn't all that good, but kept saying, "I'm going to be manager." Whenever
he bounced, he popped smoke and left.
Yeah, they wouldn't give him the management spot, so he left. And then it was me, a guy that was training, and one of the other girls that was training. So it was basically I was the only manager left in that store, and I had to run that shit. And I kept the doors open. I kept pizzas moving out of that place.
Yeah.
I kept us from shutting down.
You were stressed out, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But at no point was there ever a wanting to quit just to get out from under.
I wanted to buy you a prostitute because you were so... you didn't see yourself. You were...
I know. I couldn't see myself.
You were drinking more Monsters than usual.
I think I was going through like a 10
It's going to explode.
Well, I was doing open to closes, so...
For like 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's like 18-hour shifts.
Yeah, you were doing serious time.
They had to send managers from other stores to cover partial shifts so I could go home and sleep and shower. And
you were looking pretty ragged.
Oh, I can imagine.
I was like, man, I gotta get this guy a prostitute. He's got to blow his load, get his knob polished or something because he needs to release. I was like, I don't
know that I could have enjoyed it at that time. My brain was just so focused on keep the shop running, keep it open, keep anybody else from quitting.
Yeah, the man couldn't get his man to do the man job. That would be the worst day of my life.
I'll say I couldn't, but I would be very tired.
Dude,
and I was already really tired.
I'm told that stress does that to, your action level. So I'm like, if I was like, oh God, I'm so stressed. Hey man, Big Smoke, here's this beautiful babe, rub it out, dude. Oh, cool. I can't. What's going on here? Oh no! Oh, it's worse when you can't do it. When you want to do it and you can't do it. Oh, yeah, that's that's the worst. That's the worst.
Yeah, no.
And I did. I was like, I'm gonna buy him one. He's got. I'm gonna send this chick right to his house because he was like, you were messed up. And then what happened? I was like, what happened? Is that when our little came on the scene?
It was later that year. Let's see. Everybody quit out.
Everybody quit
out in
May.
March, April. It was before May, but even still, we'll say early May just for easy math. Our current boss didn't show up until, let's see, he was gone all of October for that wedding.
Yeah.
Or weddings. So, yeah, he would have shown up a month before that, so September. So, from May, all the way through May, June, July, August. So, 4 months.
And I don't know why I doubted that guy. Because he came, he jumped in on the scene, and I mean...
He spent the first week observing.
Yeah.
And helping out.
I didn't know what that was at first, because no one said anything. He was just there.
Well, so, I mean, before he showed up, though, our boy living in the storage container at the time... He decided he was incentivized to come back. So when he showed up, that literally cut my work week down from 110 hours a week to 65.
Yeah, 70. It did get lighter when he showed up.
I actually got my first day off.
Yeah. And his natural default setting was to overwork.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was kind of doing that on his own accord already. But
yeah, he was already doing that. So he didn't come in burdened at all. It was just, okay, this is Monday.
Yeah, and I mean, he literally showed up. Hey, I got my paperwork done. I need my vehicle inspected for this and this, and Big Boss at the time was like, "All right, signed off on the paperwork. You want to run a shift tonight? Yeah, let me go grab my uniform."
Yeah.
and they both looked at me like, "All right, go home."
Yeah. I gotta say, he's like one of the few people that I look at and go, he's completely competent.
Yeah.
Completely walks in, knows the job, and does not flinch. I mean, that's what I liked about him. I mean, he is missed. I mean, he's like out of sight, out of mind now. But yeah, but he was good. He was a good dude. He had some crazy, messed up ideas about women, though.
You want to talk about having a cape, man.
That's his. Wow, that was his kryptonite. I mean, wow. I mean,
I can't talk shit, man.
Oh yes, you can.
I used to be that bad.
No. Well,
glass houses throwing stones.
Yeah, maybe before I knew you, you were that bad. But
yeah.
You're definitely not that bad.
No.
Yeah, in the last couple of years, because I mean, since I known him, he has been that bad. It was so funny because he asked me my advice. My advice. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
He asked me.
I can only imagine. Wait. Let me see if I can guess. Admonishment.
Yes.
Let her go. Move on.
No, actually, it was like, I was like, what?
Go get laid somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? I said, why do you want her? Well, she would be perfect. Like, I mean, I see myself standing there, and I see her next to me, and it's the perfect picture. And I'm like, how could you possibly come up with that idea?
Because in his
head, that's what he. I'm like, okay. I said, okay. You're in your bed by yourself with yourself, dreaming of this idea connection, and then you wake up, and this is real life,
and the reality is screaming in your face
that she likes black guys and you're white. Full stop. You got the wrong tone of melanin in your skin.
More than that, though, it's
she liked the Pookie and Ray Rays.
She did, or does, but
does. Ain't that's another thing. She's never gonna change. But
I mean, everyone's
she did him
entitled
the solid
to their preferences, but
and she gave him the solid. You're not black. You're not tall. I don't want you.
Yeah.
And she said that, and I was like, that's like that's the gangster move of chicks. Nah.
So wait. You're telling me a woman was straightforward, honest with her intentions, and laid it out plain for him?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't believe it either. It's a trap.
It's like, dude, she's telling you. I mean, at the very least, I mean, it would have been worse. You're like, hey, drop your drawers. It's not big enough. It's not thick enough. I don't want you. But even if she had done that, he would have still been. I can make this work. I can make this work.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a prime example of what happens when you get a guy who's not used to rejection, who's used to getting the girls that he wants.
Oh, and that was the worst part about it, right? Because there was like 3 other women in the store that was like.
Oh, hounding him
hard. Chasing him down. I mean, and he was like, nope, I want the girl that doesn't want me.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I don't believe this shit at all. I don't believe this at all. It is happening in real time in front of me.
He's going to be so pissed when he hears this episode.
Look, we're not mentioning him by name, baby Jesus. We're not mentioning him by name, so he's got a slight mode of anonymity. He's got some of that.
Some anonymity.
Yeah, he's anonymous, kind of, sort of, maybe.
So for everybody that listens and knows who exactly we're talking about.
Yeah, like I said, there's not many people left in the store who even knows who he is.
That's true. There is only a handful of us.
So unless we get really networked, like, comment, and subscribe, people.
Share it around.
Yeah, if we get really out there, then someone like, hey, dude, this kind of sounds like you. Yeah, this kind of sounds like you.
So, no.
But as far as that, man, he's still my hero. He was very, very, very competent. He did the job, and he did it with excellence.
Saved my ass more than once or twice, and
walked in cold and just boom. You could put him anywhere, and it got done to where no one worried about it.
It's the only time that I could actually go home, get some sleep, and not be worrying about the story.
I mean, he is missed. He is missed. I hope he's successful, not chasing women who don't want him. not getting women that don't want him.
We wish you many children and happiness.
Yes. May you look at the girl you want, and she turns around and looks at you, and she wants you too. I wish that for you. I do. Oh man, my hero, definitely. Who else do we got as far as heroes? All Might, Deku, Bakugo.
I say we tore those shows apart. Let's see.
Heroes.
Okay, well let's switch tracks up a little bit and let's go live action. Let's get out of the cartoon realm.
Okay,
live action.
Who is my hero for live action? Sam and Dean Winchester.
Okay, it's an interesting go to.
Yeah, I mean, they were like really prevalent in the credit fraud genre. I don't know if you could, but God had their back, so how bad could they be, right? He kept resurrecting.
Dean was an actual demon.
He went to prison. Yeah, he went to demon hell, became a torturer in hell.
Mm-mm. Got the Mark of Cain going on for a while. And
but they got the bad guys out of there.
They did. They cleaned house.
Yeah, they got rid of a warehouse full of bad guys at great pain and discomfort to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about all the sacrifice. You know, it's something that people always describe to heroes is, you know, how much are you personally suffering to make sure others aren't.
Yeah. So Dean actually became a vampire for a minute.
Did he?
Yeah. He didn't
Right. Yeah. He didn't feed on anybody.
Yeah, he didn't feed anybody, so he got to come back. But it was a close one.
I tell you what, man, as far as vampires in a TV series go, in Supernatural, I loved how they did the vampires in that one, man. They did a very excellent job.
They did a very good job.
The dead man's blood thing was a very interesting touch. I'd never seen that in any other media. So that was cool.
Well, I've seen like I've seen like altered versions of that where they could drink you to the point of death, but they better not be sucking on you when your heart stopped, because then they get this weird miasma on them, and it really mess you up. It wouldn't destroy them, but it definitely would ruin their evening. But I thought that was pretty cool too. That was one way to incapacitate them. Yeah. Dean and them running around with syringes full of dead people blood. That was some funny stuff. That was a funny episode, man. Right. Had the vampires going, oh crap, they got dead people blood. They were shooking, they were dipping and diving trying to get out of it.
I tell you what, when it comes to monster hunting and that kind of thing, I mean, Supernatural, The Witcher, Hellsing Ultimate. You know, using the monsters to fight
ultimate
monsters.
Bad guy to hunt other monsters. Yeah, that.
But the just the lore aspect for those kinds of things. I love those kinds of characters so much. I don't know if it's, my fascination with just reading and knowing things, but being able to utilize knowledge and craftsmanship to be able to fight against things that would otherwise just snuff you out in a heartbeat. The Vigilant series, the books.
Okay.
Those are all really great examples.
I mean, if you're gonna go that slant, you might as well go Blade.
Blade's another good one, yeah.
Blade technically, he's like the vampire hunter version of the Punisher. He's just like, I just want to get rid of the bad guys because of what they did to me. Yeah. And that's how Punisher was. Now, I don't know if you could you probably could classify Blade as a psychopath. Because
he's not fully human, so kind of hard to really.
Yeah, he's not human. So like Frank Castle is a man who pretty much was a psychopath before he got his family. He got his family, and that kind of like stifled his psychopathy for a while, and then his family gets massacred in front of him, And yeah, the floodgates of psychopath came out, and now if you sell a dime bag in the park, you're getting a 45 through your deadpan. You know, it's just it's like
it's
like there's that one. There's one of my favorite ones is like the Punisher journals where he's writing down his crazy thoughts on paper. There's that one where he kills his mom and dad because they were creating sex tapes with their children.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just totally messed up. I mean, he does it all cool, too. He doesn't do his, like, normal stalkerish stuff. He just walks to the front door. They look like, Ted and Mary,
Down the street.
Down the street, they got nice flowers out front of the house. Turns out they got this weird, sex pedophile thing going. He walks in there, and they were, like, just finishing up molesting their children. He whips out the 45, plow, plow. And then, like, the kids, he's looking at him, he's like, yeah, it's a shame I didn't get to him, early enough. I'm probably going to have to visit them in another 20 years. That's how he was thinking. Yeah. I can't kill them now because they're just kids.
Right.
But that kind of trauma, they're going to be, they're going to be child predators. They are.
I can't remember where it was I saw it, but yeah, no, Frank Castle, not a hero. He doesn't think of himself as one either.
No.
He is a tool that is putting down the evil out there.
An idea that was put to rest when freaking Ghost Rider tried to kill him with his death stare.
Yeah, with the penance stare.
And it didn't work.
No, because he felt no guilt whatsoever.
Because there was no guilt about what he was doing. And them motherfuckers deserve to die, and now they're dead. What you got? Come on, why are you staring at me like that for? It's kind of like Ghost Rider just lets him down. Yeah, man.
Shit, you're right.
You're right. I'm a corrupt angel, and I got nothing. There's something with Ghost Rider goes. Oh shit, dude. Why didn't that work? You let him go. Yeah, but Blade is a different story. He's not human.
Right. Yeah, no, he's got that hunger, the drive,
thirst.
He's
got the thirst. And I've only read 1 or 2 episodes where he actually bit somebody because he was just he would it was one where they caught him somehow, and they put this girl in front of him, and they starved him without his serum for like a couple of days. He ended up biting her. He didn't kill her, but he definitely bit her, and he was all messed up over her. I should have did that. I should have been stronger. And then, of course, he got loose, and he massacred everybody that put him through that.
Didn't you say he fed off of Dracula, or Dracula gave him some of his blood?
Well, yeah, he messed around with this demon from a hell dimension. And he tried his old tricks on her, and it was less than effective, less than nothing. She had fun messing with him a little bit, and then she just simply banished him from the dimension. And he's like, oh, crap, that's a hit to the ego. I need to go to somebody with a little more punch. So he sought out Dracula. And here's the funny part about it. He knew exactly where Dracula was.
I think everybody knows where Dracula is.
Yeah, and he never could beat Dracula. Dracula was just too OP. He could, mess with his plans every now and again, but he could not kill Dracula. So he went to Dracula and basically said, hey, I need your help. And Dracula's sitting on his throne like, the fuck you say? I'm like, you've been trying to kill me for years. I'm like, all right, let's hear this story. What's the matter? And he told him about it, and he's like, okay, you're going to have to get rid of your humanity in order to make this happen. He cut his wrist open, gave him the blood, and said, here, drink this. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, drink this. It'll give you a boost. It'll get rid of most of your humanity. He's able to, switch his position and semi-teleport. He goes, all right, now get out of my house. Blood. He's just sitting there with the bloody cup in his hand. Okay. And he left, He became much more powerful after that. But he needed evil in order to do it. He couldn't do it on it. Too bad Wesley Snipes is too old. He can't do that shit no more.
Not regularly.
Nah, that's gonna be a lot of CGI. That bad boy. I mean, even the best get old. I mean, how old is Wesley Snipes? Good Lord.
I'm sure he's older than he looks.
Oh, God. He's got to be hitting 70 now. 63.
Yeah.
Okay. Not even as old as I thought he was. Shit, I can look that good at 63. It's a couple of years from now. Don't laugh. I could be that, I could be that good.
I just never taken you to be the vain one.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you look good now for as old as you are.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not. I don't posture in front of my mirror and be looking at it.
No?
No. What I do is I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I got a few more wrinkles. I got a few more gray hairs. Okay, that's good enough. Because I'm just happy to be alive. Well, you know my situation. I'm happy to be alive.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You've been through some shit.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't.
It's all right. I'm still standing. I can still see my toes.
Yeah. What day is this? Cool. It's another day past. I can. I don't. I definitely. I actually, when I pray, I thank God. I'm like, hey, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. Because it could have been worse. And it's a whole lot better. And I'm still here. Thank you, God. And thank you for those people that tip me. The ones who don't kick rocks. But the ones who tip me, thank you, God, for putting those people in my path. It's like, I know it's been hard. I know I have not been the best of Christians. I can't say that I'm going to try to be better. I just hope I'm better today than I was yesterday. That's about the.
And when you got the bar set so low, it's not.
Look, hey man, when you're looking at me and you're looking underneath the cabinet, and there I am looking at you. We got places to go. We can go up from there. we can go up from there.
What did I say a couple episodes ago? It's small, achievable goals.
Yes, baby steps. Baby steps. I just want to be better today than I was yesterday. And if I can achieve that on any level, I know God's got my back.
There you go.
Because there are times when I'm like, God, this. You open your eyes and go, oh, another day. Oh, God. Yeah. Roll out the bed. Oh, God. Yeah. Every day I get up and I'm like, shit, I'm feeling pretty damn good. Let's go to work, baby. I come into work. Hello, people. I know you're happy because I am here. I'm not lying. I've done that. If I can do that, then I'm good. It's the Debbie Downers in our job, man.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck.
Which seems to be a plethora of those people in our place.
It's like you come into work at probably one of the easiest jobs I've ever done.
Easier than government work.
And, the drivers especially, man. The guys, because I was a driver for 3-4 years, before I got into management. When I was a driver, man, I showed up, I clocked in, I got paid, I went home. And the busier it was, the less you're in the store. So what's not to like about the job? The only difficulty that I ever had with it was being alone in my car for long stretches of time. It's when you're in and out of the shop and everything, and just being on the road that long stretch. I could never be a long haul trucker or any kind of trucker, really.
That's what I tried to be. They said, nah, your eyes aren't good enough.
Yeah.
So I ended up just driving inside the state, which I found that I preferred that because, like, a lot of people who went through the same school with me, they're driving across state, and the first thing they tell me is like, dude, I miss sleeping in my own bed. And I was like, yeah, I don't have that problem. I was like, okay, I get it. They're making insane amounts of money. And I was like,
yeah, you got to incentivize that kind of thing.
Yeah,
the amount that you give up to do something like that.
Living out of 2 duffel bags. That's basically what it is with some of them. Living out of 2 different duffel bags. And I'm like, yeah,
you're missing all the shit with your kids.
Yeah,
you're missing, missing family stuff. You're missing, you're missing sitting at home. You know?
Hey, honey, why do you smell like Stetson? I haven't been here in 3 weeks.
Yeah, right.
I'm just passing on some of the stories that are told to me. Dude, she's not wearing your Stetson. She's wearing somebody else's Stetson. That's just the way it is, bro.
That's just the way it is.
You still want to be married? Look the other way. Put on some extra Stetson. It's just one of the many lessons I got from divorce. If you don't want to be divorced, you're going to have to forget that she smelled a little different. That she bucks a little different. You just gotta ignore those signs.
But But beyond that though, I used to definitely not be any kind of a social creature whatsoever. I used to be very introverted. As I got older and just got so used to being around people, I kind of had to kind of learn to fit in, essentially, and now it's gotten to a point where I can handle isolation for even long stretches of time, but I'm not going to be enjoying it. I don't always want socialization. I have my days where I just show up to work, I do the job, and I go home. But a lot of times I do enjoy having people around me. Even if I'm not even directly communicating, listening to other people talk has been like this weirdly cathartic thing for me. Kind of what got me interested in podcasts in the first place and doing this kind of work was, when I was on the job as a driver, long stretches of time not being able to talk to anybody, I got really into listening to tabletop actual plays and other podcasts and stuff because it was with other people and was part of the fun. I hear them laughing and carrying on and telling the jokes that I know because I've watched the episode 6 or 7 times. Yeah, no, I needed that. It helped me get through some of the worst of the depression that I was feeling at the time.
I get it.
Now being in the store, it's there's always
everybody now. Yeah, there's always someone to talk to in the store.
Even if they don't want to hear me, I get to talk to them. And
you're not bad. For me, if there was ever a real choice, I'd never work in the store because you've seen how I react to someone saying something incredibly stupid. I'm blurting out, that's incredibly dumb. What's wrong with you? I mean, and everybody's looking at me like,
he's not doing the social thing.
Yeah, this is not a safe space. You got a stupid comment that's going to get reacted to because you're going to contaminate the rest of the world with your idiocy. and
we're all in fact dumber for having heard the thing you just said.
What are you thinking? That is dumb. No, that is not even remotely something you should be thinking.
And you can tell when that little spark in their eyes just dies out that they've never been told that before.
And unfortunately, it's always the young ladies in our staff that says stuff like that. And I'm like, no.
It's like, listen, I know you've been sheltered and comforted your entire life, and every time you've ever complained about something going on for you, you had somebody to go and give you a nice hug and go, there. But you're being fucking dumb right now. And I'm going to let you know, because apparently nobody else is.
Yeah.
I'm going to do you this favor and this kindness, this genuine kindness, and tell you about yourself real quick.
You are stupid, and this is...
this one's gonna get some hate.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get some hate because they know exactly who they are. Especially when if I'm talking about it, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
And if they don't, they'll assume it's them anyways.
They'll figure it out. Well, if you want that topper to get off without you paying somebody like this heavyset black guy $1. Man,
you're gonna ride that one into the grave.
Yeah. I am. Motherfucker.
One little internet comment. What did you tell them? Sorry, humans aren't quite as fast as machines. I'm sorry the app told you that your food was done. We're not actually done yet. Real polite, real professional.
Yeah, what happened was...
we can't talk about that.
Anyway, yeah, that didn't happen. Anyway, we're 10 minutes behind.
Yeah.
They come to the door, and they go, hey, the tracker says that the food is done. I mean, the typical black chick, waving a hand, waving a head. And you know I am about black women doing that kind of stuff. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. Very rarely do humans keep up with technology. No inflection, no head waving, no hand waving. We're not as fast as the computers. I'm sorry. It's going to be 10 minutes. Well, what are you going to do with it? And I'm like, I'm going to wait 10 minutes. And I think I did put a little. 10 minutes is 10 minutes. I can't go back in time because if I could go back in time, I would flatten your tires so you can't come here. I mean,
we love our customers, but
yeah, but as is. Sorry, ma'am. Humans rarely keep up with technology. It's going to be about 10 minutes. So I get this really bad, review. The heavyset black guy told me that you guys aren't as fast as technology. Oh man, Of course, little boss man, he starts saying it. That's all like, hey, I couldn't let it go. I'm not going to be outdone by the little guy. I'm not going to be outdone by him.
Everybody's going to be laughing at me. It's me.
Yeah. Put me down, not the rest of you idiots. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to let you get me. And the more I say it, the less he says it. Because you can't.
Yeah, it's not as fun for him.
Yeah, you can't beat somebody if they're beating them. I mean, what are you gonna do to the guy who's self-flagellating himself and blood spurting everywhere? You can't.
What was it? It was Peter Dinklage in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Tyrion Lannister?
Tyrion.
No. Yeah, Tyrion says, you wear it like armor and they can never hurt you.
They can never hurt you. Coming from the dwarf who's an extreme womanizer. I love that character. He was a drunk and a womanizer.
I drink and I know things. What I
do. I love that little guy. He was awesome. And they nerfed him at the end. They did.
We don't talk about the last season of Game of Thrones. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah.
George R.R. Martin hasn't written the last book, so we don't know how Game of Thrones
God,
ends, man.
dude.
It's a shame they canceled that show so early.
Isn't that the serious grift? It's like, yeah, I'm going to write it. Yeah, I'm going to write it. Sure.
After I do all the writing for Elden Ring. And, what was the other project that he was just on? He did something.
Yeah, I don't care. That guy, he should be thrown underneath the bus. He really should. And people still
writing. Comes with some great characters, some great world building, but
yeah, but who cares? Look what I'm still waiting.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he kind of cashed out. Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure he does. And if he had just finished this project, I would have gladly bought his next book or whatever, or watched his next project. But I've already I when Game of Thrones came out, I actually went and bought those books because I'm like, this stuff is amazing. Mm-hmm. This first season. I mean, I was like, man, Ned Stark, jump! Oh my God! Did that happen in the book? I gotta get the book. I read the book. Holy crap! Got the next book because I wanted to get ahead of it, right? Yeah. So I read the next book. Oh, y'all gonna? You in for it, bro? You in for it? And then I didn't do like the rest of those cats did for the Red Wedding. Mm. I should have did that because everybody in my who got to be a family affair, everybody's watching it. And I'm going, here it comes. Oh my God! Like, yes, yeah, I got a kick out of watching them watching the show. I wasn't even looking at the television. I was looking at them. Everybody's freaking out. She's pregnant, and you see that guy just stab. I'm like, oh man. And then we'll get to season 5. I'm like, hey, dude, we're running out of time.
And season 6, hey.
Oh God!
And season 7, I can see the finish line.
Oh God! I was so mad. I look. This is how bad it was. I only watched like the last 15 minutes of the last season. Because I was like, I got all of the shock and disgust from everybody who watched it, and they were like, "Dude, this is garbage. This is like." They're like, "What'd you say? What'd you do?" I'm like, "Craptacular." Yes, craptacular. I'm like, "Oh God!" And so I chickened out. I didn't watch the last season.
That's fair. I didn't either.
I didn't watch it. I watched, but I'm a completionist, so I had to see the ending. The last 15 minutes, and I'm going.
I guess that counts.
So I'm going. What the fuck? What the? Oh. So sad. Click. Turn off the television.
You don't get a lot of shows or they have an actual conclusion, and certainly not a satisfying one.
No. Everybody always gets canceled a season too soon. Mm-hmm. Always.
Or it's left to go for too long.
Oh yeah.
You just don't get a good ending.
Like Lost. I don't know why.
Never got into that one.
I was married at the time, and she wanted to watch watch it. I didn't.
But compromises.
But I compromised it. And I was subjected to that horror show of a TV show. I was like, okay, why is there a polar bear on the island? I was like on a tropical island. Why? What is this weird fog-like tornado grabbing the black guy and tossing him around? Why is this? How did this dude get off the island and now he's back on the island?
Wait, I thought the island they were all dead. How did somebody leave and come back?
Okay, like
they managed to get that guy some CPR real quick.
Yeah, I when I was having to watch it with her, I'm going to be honest. Some of those episodes, I fell asleep. I was clocked out.
Oh, fair.
But then I wake up and I'm like, wait a minute, what why is he back in the States? You shouldn't have fell asleep. Okay, that's fair. But why is he back in the States? And I was just too stubborn to rewind it later and find out. Let's fast forward. It probably isn't worth my time. And then, of course, at the last episode, they're all on the beach and they're all washed ashore, and everyone's dead. You're like, I've wasted years of my life watching this craptacular show. I got no gratification out of it. This is worse than being with a fat prostitute, no lube. It's worse, far worse. Worse.
And then you get the opposite of shows canceled way too early, like Firefly.
Oh,
what was it? Terra Nova,
Space Above and Beyond. That was my favorite one. That was a bunch of Marine Corps season, and they ran out of gas. They thoroughbred racetrack that one. They came out the gate going, and then like by the half quarter they trotted across the finish line.
Firefly was heartbreaking for me.
Serenity was heartbreaking for me. The show, I was pissed that it got canceled, but Serenity broke me because my favorite character.
Mine too.
My favorite character. Well, actually, both of them.
Book and Wash.
Yeah, Shepard and Wash. I was like, holy crap!
Right.
When he killed Shepard, I was like, oh, dude. Somebody get the medical kit. This is like the 27th century. Somebody's got to have a Band-Aid, right? No, he dies. And that
was the second time he was on the ground bleeding in that series. Once in the series and once in the movie.
It was in the movie, yeah. And I was sitting there going, man, this sucks. All right, we still got an hour left in the movie?
Which, you ever notice the really fucked up parallel that they did with both of their deaths? Because Shepard Book got shot in the corral, right? And he's all bloodied and bleeding out and everything, so he gets shot up and bleeds out on the planet. And then Wash, whenever he gets captured by Niska, and he gets that thing shoved into his chest. Well, Mal got that thing shoved in his chest, but he was getting tortured out also.
Yeah, getting tortured, yeah.
I can't remember if Wash got that.
Dude, that's deep, because I wouldn't have put those two together. All I know is, he's like, I'm a leaf in the wind. Yuck! I'm like, ain't no. It's just he just faded out. I was like,
and it's immediately we gotta move. We got no time. We have to fucking
cannibals are coming.
Oh, those fucking reapers, man. Reavers.
And I mean, I'm sitting there going, dude. And then they're fighting that last battle of attrition. And he's like, cat's running out of ammo. And they're like, oh, God, the Reavers are coming. And you're thinking, should I myself now?
Save one in the chamber, man.
Because I am not going out with you.
Oh, what was it? Like Simon and Kaylee were talking about that. It's like, my only regret is that, you and I never got together. And she's like, you mean sex? And he's like, yeah. She's like, fuck this, I'm going to live.
It was like, geez, that was the worst part. And then, of course, you got to see another absolute prime scene where little sis whoops everybody's ass in the room.
Fucking love River Tam, man.
Jeez. that one bar scene where she's beating the crap out of everybody.
Right? Yeah, she's got to come in with the fucking sleeper
the trigger
code.
word,
Yeah,
everybody's ass.
and like the really interesting thing is that she got dancing lessons when she was a kid.
Right.
They weren't programming her with combat shit. She
Standards?
gleaned that through her psychic abilities to learn how to combine her dancing skills and talents, and then turn that into combat skill. So yeah, I love characters like that. I always love a good smart character. You know, let's see, who's another good example of that one?
Now, was he the captain? Was he a hero, or was he just a straight stand-up mercenary, or a mercenary with a heart?
I mean, literally the last episode of the show was Heart of Gold, or no, it was trash. No, well, anyways, one of the last episodes was Heart of Gold, but that was the name of the bordello. But no, Malcolm Reynolds definitely was not a hero. In the show he wasn't. In the movie he was. Like that was literally the whole thing. Was that he was very mercenary because he started out as a hero. He was,
fought a revolution or fought a rebellion.
Yeah, he was part of the
won
resistance.
the battle, lost the war. That was the messed up part about it.
Yeah, it was. That first scene got me hooked so fucking hard in that first episode. That was. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna love this series. It was right from that into stealing all this stuff off of this transport ship, this derelict transport ship. And the way they did their space scenes. The way that you can't hear anything except for music playing. I love that. That was so that you don't get that in other sci-fi stuff. They're like, oh, you hear all the ships grinding together. She's like, no, you don't hear a damn thing in space. Anyways, Malcolm Reynolds started out as a hero, got his faith crushed by losing the war, becomes very mercenary, me and mine only, all I'm worrying about. And then in Serenity, he comes back around to, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, sacrifice myself as however I have to do to get that message out to, so other people know.
He did sacrifice quite a bit.
I mean, he lost, 2 of his crew. He lost a good bit of his ship. They've patched it up and got it flying again right there at the end. But yeah, and then if you read the comics afterwards, a bunch of them start going their separate ways, pretty quick. But
yeah, the team broke up.
Yeah. Kind of had to after that.
Yeah, I never read the comics after that. I didn't even know there was. I kind of I made the same mistake with Firefly that I made the same mistake with Angel. Angel had a comic book after the series ended. It was like 4 seasons, I think it was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
4 or 5 seasons. I liked Angel. Mm-hmm. It got a little stupid at the end, but what doesn't after a while?
Right.
But it got stupid, and then they canceled it.
And it was like WB was the anti-Fox, man. Fox is like, oh, we got a good show on our hands for 1 season. Let's ruin it. But WB, hey, we got a good show on our hands. Let's drag it through as much mud as we can for 6, 10, 12 seasons.
I got to watch just about everything on those stupid ass shows. I got to watch the Vampire Diaries. It's just God's dumb show.
But you like the originals though, right?
The originals was okay.
Okay.
Because they were a little more to the point. Mm-hmm. Vampire Diaries, like, okay.
From my understanding, just another one of those will they, won't they, with him or him kind of scenarios. The 3-way love triangles.
Yeah. Okay. They had
your Twilight nonsense.
Right. They had an overly guilt-ridden, vampire with a past, and then you had the brother vampire or bro vampire who was just like, look, I'm a vampire. This is what you get, baby. There's no sugarcoating it. You get the fangs.
I am what I am.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And then like the guy with the pants, he would satiate, but he would just keep killing people. That's the blonde one. Yeah. Then the dark haired guy, he suddenly was not abusing every woman he got his hands on. Like, what are you doing, dude? That's why I turned this shit on. Cause everybody wants to be that guy. And he's like, oh no, I can't. It'd be wrong to take advantage of you. Who is this guy? Get him off this medication, because this is not fun anymore. That's the way that went. But let's see. The originals, The reason is like I'm an old vampire. I've been killing people for way too long, and I'm gonna keep killing for a lot longer than now. He has a kid. He's like, I'm a father. This changes things. So I'm like, no.
But doesn't it though?
No, not after thousands of years of killing things.
Do you know? You ain't been around for thousands of years.
Oh, hopefully I'm not going to be around for that. I don't know. It's beyond me what they came up for that show, and from that they had this thing that my kids got into that I had to put a complete kibosh on was Legacies.
Okay, they did another spinoff.
They did another spinoff. Well, and thank God that one didn't last too long because even the milk toast people were going, okay, this is stupid. You know, it was stupid. Yeah, one girl who was part witch, part vampire, part werewolf. She had the trifecta of powers.
Okay.
And it's kind of like she still didn't know what to do with her life. It's still.
This is how you get a Darth Vader. People.
Yeah, it's like,
somebody ultimate power and then make them easily manipulated.
And it's not like it's like it's not like Luke Skywalker. The dude was on a farm, you know, no idea who he or what he was, you know, trying to mac on his sister.
To be fair, nobody knew that was his sister in that one.
But that's a really cool twist, right? I mean, he had no clue.
Plus, he wasn't trying to mac on her.
Yeah, he was.
No.
He had a love. Because remember, Han Solo was like, I don't know. You think a girl and a guy like me? No. He was like, no.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I need to watch the original trilogy again. I haven't seen it in a few years, but the kiss was Leia trying to piss off Han Solo.
But you saw Luke's reaction.
Yeah.
Luke's was like, yeah. A couple more seconds, we would have got some tongue action out of that. Hell yeah.
And then they just never talk about that.
Yeah, they just never talk about the fact that I was macking out on my sister. And then even in the third movie, he's like, you love Luke? And she's like, well, yeah. That's all right. I won't get in the way. He's off. He's my brother. What? Then you think you know he's going back. But you had your mouth on that ninja. What are you talking about? And then she had to kiss him again to bring him out of it. Like, hey, don't think about it. Don't think about it. You'll go deaf if you think about it. Definitely. Okay, so he's not a hero. So who else? Who else can we think about? Man, it's just too many. It's a whirlwind of people.
I got one for you. We'll change the tracks again. Who is or was your biggest hero in real life?
My brother, hands down. It was hero worship ever since. I see it's weird because my dad wasn't a cuddly, touchy-feely kind of dad. You know, not many hugs, that kind of thing. But I went everywhere with my brother. I went everywhere with my sister too. But it wasn't the same. My sister would like take me along, but then as soon as we got there, she would pretty much abandon me to where you know. And I had all these other like teenagers that I would hang out with.
Yeah.
Like my sister had a best friend named Sherry, and I was in love with Sherry. Sherry was this tall, leggy, curvy black woman with these huge lips, and I was like, oh, I'm going to marry her. That's all I was thinking at 9 years old. I was just so in love with her. And every time we go somewhere, she would basically my sister would just disappear for who knows how long. And then Sherry would like, come with me, baby. And I would just follow her around and watch her walk everywhere we got. God, that woman was beautiful. But my brother, when I went out with my brother, 10, yeah. Hop on his lap and I'm steering a Porsche. I'm driving a Porsche here. Mm. We go places. He's like, hey, you want to shoot the gun? Yeah. I want to shoot. Yeah. All the stuff that I wasn't allowed to do. And I was like, my dad it'd be the weekend. My dad wouldn't be doing anything. He'd be sitting there watching his TV or whatever. And I was like sitting there too, not knowing what to do. I didn't have any friends. I didn't want to go outside because it was either run or get beat up or have to fight. And I didn't want to do that. But everybody was afraid of my brother. My brother come over and then suddenly it was like You want to know a safe space? Being right next to my brother. Because when my brother was around, I didn't get any smoke.
No.
My brother was a Marine at the time, and he was jacked. He was like, he was murder on 2 feet.
What do you do in the Marines?
Let's see. He was infantry, and then he became a drill instructor.
Oh, okay.
So
so he just exuded.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, he was menace. And I just went out with him, and I mean, he'd take me to the base, and I'd be hanging out with Marines all day.
I'm just picturing him walking around like a Baki character.
Yeah, he's just, and like I'd sit there, and he'd be on base, and then they'd go into the drill instructor barracks, and I actually got to go into drill instructor barracks. And you got all these dudes, just like all of them look like various versions of the same guy, just all of them jacked and looking evil. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And they'd be like, "Hey, little man, come over here." I got all that big guy love.
Yeah, all that big brother energy all in one space.
And it was the best thing in the world. So, yeah, of course, at 9 years old, I'm like, I'm going to be a Marine. Everything else got scraped off the top. I should have been a freaking garbage man, but I became a Marine. That's just what, and from that point on, Boy Scouts, doing nature survival courses, hanging out with Marines when they went camping and stuff like that, drinking coffee at 11. I was doing all kinds of stuff I really shouldn't have been doing. But I was with Marines the whole time, and we were out there shooting and hunting, and I got to learn how to cut rabbits apart, yes, you can eat a squirrel. And I was like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I got all that influx. And so, yeah, by the time I got to be 18, well, actually, when I was 15, there really was nothing that ROTC could teach me. I was way ahead. So I was like a sergeant major in ROTC. And I'm barking at people like a Marine. Cause I'm like, okay.
Rah, rah, rah.
Dude, we're in the 10th grade,
I just shared my milk carton with you at lunch.
Turn that down a notch, like, you guys don't understand. This is not how it's done. And then loading an M16A1, it was a little more difficult than the A2 and now the M4. Those springs on those magazines were really strong. So you sit there putting your finger on that thing, and I'm like, slap it. God, dude.
How much are you practicing that?
Yeah, what are you doing? Bench pressing cars or something? And it was. I was so bored with high school by the time I joined up, and then I got into boot camp, and I'm like, oh crap! I thought I was ready, but I was ready physically. The mental stuff, the psychological breakdown that they did on people, that I was not quite ready for.
I don't think you really can be. There are plenty of people who handle it well. Yeah, those first couple of weeks of basic training in the Air Force, I mean, yeah, they just psychologically tear you down. Nothing you do is right. Nothing you do is good enough. It's, you don't know how to walk. You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to tie your shoes properly. You don't know how to make your bed properly,
Yeah.
But then they do a very good job of building up from, so they bust you down to rock bottom, and then they build you back up. And it was very methodical, organized, structured, building back up. And that part I excelled in pretty well. I wasn't physically fit going into the Air Force. I actually had to lose a lot of weight, and I didn't do sports in school or anything like that. I was an indoor kid. I sat around watching cartoons and playing video games,
Nintendo NES.
I did have one of those. Had Duck Hunt and Mario, and what was that Olympics game that they had?
I remember that game, man. We hacked that game so much. We started I guess I don't know why Nintendo even did it though. I guess they thought we were abusing their controllers, so they started building up ridges on the edge of the buttons for the little flat square controller.
Yeah.
Well, we were taking razors, and we was heating up the razors, and we were cutting down the edges of the razors Because, like, the javelin throw, you got to run, and boom, put the button.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with the buttons with those two dividers on it.
Yeah, you snag on it.
So we cut the dividers off. So you got a piece of paper, put it on your hand, and then you can slide it across the buttons, and you can get your speed like ridiculous, like flash speeds. Okay, you coming to it? Pow! And then like javelin go like flying like. Man,
See,
we abused that game. We abused it.
The one I had longer than any of the other consoles, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
I still got mine.
And I wish I still had mine, man. There were so many good games on the PlayStation 2, especially.
Like, my PlayStation 1 is modified to play like Asian games, like anything from Japan, anything from Korea.
Yeah.
Because
they had a lot of games coming out on those consoles.
Exactly. So we take the flame off of it, and then like you take the chip that they send you in the mail, and then you solder it to the command CPU, and it overrides everything that restricts the computer from playing anything that's not written in English.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You just put the frame back on. Any game you put in it from that point on, it'll play. You wouldn't be able to understand Japanese or Korean
unless you knew those.
Unless you knew the dynamics of the game. Just stupid stuff you learn in the Marine Corps. It's just like, how can I get this game without paying for it? That's basically how it comes down.
Yeah, see, I started getting real into a lot of like the platforming games and stuff, playing a lot of Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper on PlayStation 2 especially. But I got really into the Mortal Kombat games. And that slide trick, I wish I had known that one when I was younger. No, instead I just got fucking Morse code operator quick with the fingers, and I've never disappointed a girlfriend since.
Okay. Totally off track. Watching Sinners.
Okay.
And like who was teaching the homeboy how to lick cootie cat. I was laughing my ass off.
But so to circumvent back around, so my real life hero, hands down, my dad. I mean,
that's a good hero to have.
I grew up watching this man take care of his family, his shit. I never saw him break down or complain or bitch and moan. I watched him drag his tired ass out of bed every morning, 5, 6 a.m., work his ass off 12, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. He'd get a couple of weeks off in the summertime, take us camping and fishing and shit, and then the rest of the time it was back to work, taking care of shit.
Rinse and repeat.
But one of the things that I appreciated the most growing up was that when he came home from work, he was home, he was present, he was there with us, he was doing things with us, taking interest in things that we were interested in. When I was in second grade, I think it was, I got really into the Harry Potter books, and he found out that I was interested in this book, and I had tried getting a copy from the school library, but everybody had already had all the copies of the first book out, and the second book was out, so I grabbed up the second book and was reading through it, and so he was checking it out and found out that it was the second book. He's like, no, you can't read them out of order. And so he went to the store, bought the first and second book, brought them home, and I sat down, read through the first book, and then he read through it, and then we would sit and talk about it. And then we did the same thing with the second book. I read through it, he read through it, and we talked about it. And we did that for all the way up through high school, man. We did that for all 7 Harry Potter books.
That's pretty cool.
I want to say I was... I think I was a freshman, whenever the 7th book came out, something like that. So, I mean, it was going on for quite a few years. And, yeah, every time the new one came out, it was... And, he got me into Lord of the Rings, into Star Wars. He was a big Star Wars fan back when the original ones come out. He was one of those kids out there like, oh, they make the blaster sounds by hitting the power transformer with a baseball bat. So he was out there, with his brothers and so, doing that kind of shit, But so I grew up on a lot of, his crazy antics and stories and shit. But what I saw was, the ex-army vet, carpenter for a dozen years, hunter, trapper, outdoorsman, every kind of man, except for a mechanic. He never got good at mechanics, but, like I said before, his brother's a mechanic, just like my brother's a mechanic, But I watched him take on all of this shit, and, even through a lot of the hardships and stuff, he just kept his head down, kept pushing through, kept taking care of us. And, even still to this day, I mean, I'm a grown-ass adult myself now and thinking about all the shit that, he had done up until this point, whenever he was my age. And I can't even draw a proper comparison, 2 different lives and everything. But by the time my dad was as old as I am now, he was a father of 3, taking care of his shit, That kind of drive, the dedication, that kind of thing, I know I got a lot of that from him, all the hardships and everything. It doesn't matter how hard things get, I know that I will get through it and that everything will be fine and that I will be able to overcome even setbacks, pushing me back all the way to the bottom. Every time I get pushed down, I just get back up and know how to do it better. I feel like who was it? Darkseid, was it? Every time you killed him with something, you couldn't kill him with it again because he adapted to it.
He adapted to it. Yeah.
That's what it feels like for me, and I know I learned a lot of that from him. And so, yeah, I mean, biggest, scariest Sasquatch-looking motherfucker, but one of the biggest nerds I've ever met, and he got me into so much of that. So I'm proud to have inherited that and so much more from him.
No, hey, it can't beat that. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like if I grew up without my own personal hero. I don't know what I would be like. Unfortunately, I think I'd be more like some of the young scholars of my neighborhood growing up. I think I would be more like those guys. If I didn't have a moral and a present compass, I think I would have been like those guys.
Yeah.
Which means I'd probably be dead or in prison. And we
all know Big Smoke don't go to prison.
I don't think I ever would like prison. I don't think I could get used to such a thing. Oh, God. Man.
Yeah, no, I can't even begin to imagine where I'd be at without my dad, man. It was, I mean...
Even my dad. My dad wasn't touchy-feely, but he definitely was like, he was no nonsense.
Sound like he set a good example.
Well, yeah. I mean, in a sense, well, like I ain't gonna lie to you. I come up to my dad with a baseball glove. Hey, Dad, can we go out and throw the ball? Nah, no, can't do that. I'm gonna show you how to do it though. And that's what he would do. He'd take me out there, and that's how you do it. Yeah. And then he'd go back inside the house.
See, my dad had us out there, throwing axes, splitting firewood, teaching me how to, quick reload a single shot shotgun. And a lot of that kind of shit. But
yeah, he's like. The only thing he actually sat down was standing side by side with me, showing me how to do it was to shoot. He showed me how to shoot. But when to show me the deeper fundamentals, that was my godfather. Because my father was a competition marksman, so he was teaching me all kinds of like weird techniques, breathing and stuff like that. Because I was like, just no.
You just point and click, right?
Yeah. Now, just before you shoot, and now. And it's like, and it should be like you squeeze, It's like, and that was the fun. He had.
Yeah, you counting between heartbeats too.
Yeah, he's like, he put this funny to say about the heartbeat thing. He tied a string onto my finger, and tied it up just to where I could feel the pulse in my finger, and that's like after the pulse, that's when the squeeze should happen. And I didn't think about that until like I got in the Marine Corps, and that A1 was so stiff. It was so stiff that it was like it was throwing my shot off to where I had to do at least 3 clicks on that bastard to get it to hit the center. And my coach, our range coach, he was looking at me. He's like, "You only shot 1 shot." I said, "Roger that. I already know which direction I need the shooting on." He goes, "You didn't even get the wind direction. Don't need it, Drill Sergeant." Click, click, click. I gotta see this shit. Hey, come over here. He's like, and there's like 3 of them that come in there. And he says, "Okay, 1,000-yard shot." So come up center. And they're like, "Holy shit! Where you from, boy?" I'm like, "San Diego." "You're from San Diego and you shoot like that?" "Yeah, that was a near. That was luck." Shoot it again. And he's like, "Holy shit, this kid can shoot." And of course I had to tell him how I got to be able to shoot like that. But my heroes, my brother, which was my fault. I shouldn't have joined the Marine Corps. I should have joined the Army. I would have gone a lot farther if I'd have joined the Army. He said I was too much of a wild spirit, which I am. I just didn't. I couldn't see past my brother with his big Smokey Bear and cape. I just couldn't see past it at the time.
Oh, and you did the Marines and the Army.
Yeah, like that. Like when I finally made my switch, yeah, he was right. Yeah, I should have been here. So much time lost. Then my dad, with his basically just overly rigid way of doing things. I mean, never taught me he never taught me how to play ball. He just taught me how I should play ball. He never taught me how to do my power swing for baseball. He got this weird like mechanism tool where it was a ball on 2 different strings, and he put it on a pole, and then you hit the ball, and the ball will wrap around the pole and then come back. And then you hit it again, wrap around the pole and come back. And it just got me good on my follow through on my swing.
Yeah.
I was never really that good at baseball because I was kind of blind in its eye. And fortunately, I didn't see the ball in time half the time, unfortunately. And so baseball was out the picture because I got tired of spending most of my time on that damn bench. I didn't get much play time.
I always had issues with hand-eye coordination, which I always thought was kind of ironic considering the thing that I did end up getting good at was Frisbee.
I never got good at that. That sucked.
Oh, man.
I always went...
So we used to play a lot of Ultimate Frisbee when I was a kid. And, yeah, man, I got to a point where, you know, any angle, any distance, I can put that thing exactly where I want it to. I never got into Frisbee golf. I always really wanted to.
I was about to say that. I saw that on television. We had this one show. It was called Wild World of Sports. Mm-hmm. It's just basically they would do highlights of all the major sports things. And this became a thing where it was distance Frisbee and, like, you had this... It looked like a little...
It's like a basket with chains.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, I mean, this guy... It was the coolest thing. He threw that sucker. That sucker went... Holy mackerel.
Right.
Those guys were amazing.
Yeah, I got good at being able to get it to, like, go a certain distance and then drop. Or go out a certain ways, go up and then drop back down. Those tricks are a little bit... that depends real heavy on if it's a windy day or not, if I'm any good at those ones. But I was usually able to get it up and over guys that were trying to reach for it, you know? Because and doing Ultimate Frisbee, you know, because now you got somebody blocking you and you got to throw around them. So that's how you get really good at those angle shots. Mm-hmm. So that's why I can do... one of my favorites is just getting that high angle so it goes all the way up and out and it looks like it's just going way off that way and then it just comes sweeping back in. And if you get the angle just right, it'll do a hard 90-degree cut and swing back in with like a hard turn. It's almost like
I've seen guys do that with a boomerang, but not a Frisbee.
Yeah, no, it's the same concept. You know, it's a thing that's spinning through the air and taking into account angle and trajectory. So, but yeah, so that was... Yeah, Ultimate Frisbee, hand-eye coordination. I eventually developed a little bit better. Now, mostly working with food, especially fast-paced food environment. That you had to get some serious hand-eye coordination for that one. So even with that, I wouldn't claim a high dexterity stat. You know, I would definitely say charisma is still probably the better one.
Cult of personality.
Charisma and intelligence. If I had to pick two. Yeah.
Well, I think if I was I would pick charisma and strength. I mean, like, I didn't realize, especially until like well into my gaming years, is that if I really wanted to survive the first 5 minutes of a video game, it's dexterity.
You don't have to worry about how much you can get hit if you
dodge. Yeah, can I dodge this overwhelming mallet that's coming towards my head? I didn't. I was like, I'm gonna make my dude uber strong, and he wears out after like 2 hits. You're like, oh, dude.
Right. Yeah, because if you look at something like the Dark Souls games or Elden Ring or anything like that, if you build up a high strength score, you need endurance for stamina and to take hits. Mm-hmm. If you build up dexterity, then you can use those dexterity-based weapons, and you can get. Mm-hmm. You still need endurance for stamina to keep dodging, but
but if you can dodge, if you can hit more than you can get hit, you're doing good.
Ooh, favorite video game protagonist? We haven't covered that one yet.
Favorite? Metroid probably my favorite.
Samus.
Until I found out that she was a girl.
Oh, come on.
Okay. It didn't matter to me.
I was that's some bullshit. Everyone was impressed. Like, oh shit, that's a chick.
It did surprise me, but I did because who names a chick Seamus? Oh, like
Samus.
Samus. So whatever. I was like, wow, because I think it was. I think it became an argument because in the manual, I think it was for Metroid 2, mm-hmm. and they described Samus as a girl or a she, mm-hmm. and when she started, like, Samus a girl?
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, what?
If you go back to the end of the first game, the post-credit scene.
Yeah, but see, you know how long it takes you to get to the end of the game?
No, I don't. I never played the game.
It takes you a long time. No one's going to go through all of it just to see that last ending credit. Because it's not like in regular games where you can just skip to the credit. Mm-hmm. It's not like that. You got to play through the whole damn game to get to the running credits. And then it says, you're like, oh, shit, really? And then, of course, you know, what was it? The strategy guy. The strategy guy for Metroid clearly states that that's
Samus is a woman.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? But it didn't really matter because the game was awesome.
Yeah.
1 and 2 were great. The rest of them, I tried playing them. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? I don't even know where to go after this. It's like you get stuck in spots you can't. Yeah, it wasn't like the original game. We could just shoot to your heart's content, and then get the special. I can turn into a ball. I can freeze things. You know, it's the rockets. Oh yeah, once you got the rockets, nothing can stop you. If you had the dexterity to keep pushing that button and jumping, you kill everything on the map. I love that game.
Yeah. I gotta give it to my boy Master Chief, Spartan John 117. Man, I mean, until he went full blown simp and the fifth one, and Infinite. But you know, up until that point, man,
I liked Spartan 117, but
I mean, especially in the books.
Okay. See there, the books. Okay. Too many times, John should have been a goner. He should have been a goner.
Well, like Cortana says, he's got luck.
He's got a lot of luck. He should have been a goner. Like, especially when that flood actually infiltrated his armor system, and he was going to turn. And then Cortana put, like, who knows how many megavolts through that damn flood to kill it. So John didn't get infected. But John was a goner. That one point where he raided the ship, and he was the last Spartan snake. Here's the thing. They got separated. He got separated from his crew. They didn't get killed, though. They just got... It's like damn near unkillable because he ran through the entire gauntlet of the ship and didn't get killed. He should have died. I don't care how tough you are. You should have died. Yeah. And so many other Spartans did die, and it didn't take much to kill them.
It took a lot. I mean...
the one first dude that got killed on the very first ship they infiltrated. He got the seal on his armor got breached. He had to stay back because he couldn't go out into vacuum in space. He would have died.
Which book was this?
It was like the first book.
Oh, okay.
The first book. The one that goes through an entire training regimen, and then this is right after they captured the pirate. They take the pirate back to Central Command, and then they get the first. I think it's the Mark IV armor. Was it 4?
Mark II.
Mark II armor, and the one that didn't have shields. It was just the armor.
Yeah, that's the Mark II armor.
That was the Mark II. Yeah, they got that armor, and they came across a Covenant dreadnought, and the only thing that was keeping them alive was the railgun because nothing else was effective towards their shields. Mm-hmm. And they decided, okay, in between barrages, they were going to shoot them out through there because they noticed that the shields were resonating or fluctuating, and they came in right as one of those resonations.
Oh, yeah.
And they went in there, and they're like, oh, crap, this really is alien. We don't know what the hell's going on. But they were like the elite of the elite, and they figured it out on the flow. And then in the midst of it, somebody took a side hit. They got a graze, but it breached the armor, and he couldn't go. So he said, okay, we got the bomb set. You guys got to go. You got to get out of this ship because it's about to blow. And he just basically swinging left, swinging right, swinging left, swinging right. Dude. Boom! That's all she wrote.
So a ship drive core going off. Yeah, that'll take out a Spartan.
Well, he was gone. He was gone. He was going to go. Now, granted, would he have taken 10s or maybe 30 of these? Yeah, he most likely would have, but he was going to go. Because there's that one arbiter that went up against John and nearly killed him. Remember that one it was one short story. John was fighting this. He was basically going through the same thing. They were going through the ship, and you know how tough arbiters were.
The elites.
Yeah, the elites, man. He went up.
There's only one arbiter at a time.
Well, at the time, yeah. But that one guy.
Well, no, at a time. It's a title.
Yeah, it's a title holder or whatever. But They were squaring off, and that dude's like, okay, you think you're the bad? He was so tough, he threw him the blade. Said, come on. And it was beating the crap out of John. John, oh, I mean, it was only his reflexes and his training that saved him. It wasn't like...
It's the only thing that really ever saves him other than his luck and his tenacity.
Yeah. And basically, I think it was like the guy who's over the arbiter says, okay, that's enough. Let him go. I mean, I think he would have killed John at that point. But he was like, okay, that's cool. And he's like, you're a worthy opponent, baby, by the way. And he just floats up into the other part of the ship. And John got the hell out of there. Because he's like, okay, this is my good reprieve. I get to get out of here. But, yeah, that was a good story. And then, of course, they do the whole, he's taking off his mask, and then you suddenly turn around to see his back. He's got his helmet off, and you can't see the back of his head.
No.
And it's like, okay, this is why I like Halo, because you're never going to see this guy's face.
Right.
And, unlike this TV show where you saw nothing but his face.
What TV show?
Exactly. Exactly.
You talk about Forward Unto Dawn, the miniseries they did, advertising for the fourth game, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that one? That one was really fucking good.
Forward Unto Dawn. That was mostly ODST, though, wasn't it?
It delved a lot into those guys, but yeah, it was mostly what Lansky, yeah, what he was doing with the Forward Unto Dawn.
He was
on his
Reach.
way out to.
Yeah, he was on Reach, right? Was that the one where he was?
He
on
was
Reach?
real young on Reach, but
and John saved him on Reach, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that's why he became.
Because he was going to quit because he couldn't handle the cryo freeze because it hurt.
Yeah,
right?
it kept making him. He had some kind of defect or something like that. It kept giving him
serious crystals in his lungs or something.
Yeah.
And then you see him years later, and he's like scarred up, and he's like, "Yeah, freak that, yeah, give me the freeze." That dude was hard,
right?
Yeah, like you got to think about it. You're fighting side by side with Spartans, and you're just this Marine guy.
Well, that's the thing, especially during Reach, the Spartans weren't known. They were still a top secret project,
and they just showed up.
Yeah, and so now you get these fucking legendary heroes of myth that are occasionally popping up here and there throughout all these different battles. So it's like as the Covenant show up, here's these heroes of mankind showing up to fight them, and it's like but we train those guys to fight the insurrectionists, but. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah,
but no. We just happen to have the perfect weapon to fight back against the Covenant. And here's our poster boy, John 117. Go get him, Chief. And he did. He went
another lie.
He went and fucking got him.
Spartans don't die.
No, only MIA.
Only MIA. Oh man. Yeah, heroes. Heroes.
People need heroes, man. If we're going to close off on a strong message with this one, it's that, people need hope, optimism.
Yeah.
One of the things I talked about with Jolly before we got this project rolling off the ground was that Lord of the Rings taught us that anybody can be a Frodo. He was just a farmer sitting at home, man. His uncle had this magic ring, but otherwise he was just a farmer.
He was a spoiled kid, not working. That's how my buddy put it. He was a spoiled kid. When you first see Frodo, everyone else is out working, tilling fields, getting stuff. Frodo's reading a book under a tree. He wasn't doing a lick of work. This cat's like 30 years old. He was the epitome of a rich kid in Shireland.
But so anybody could be Frodo.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be Frodo. Nobody wants to take the ring to Mordor.
Frodo didn't want to be Frodo by the end.
No, he definitely did not.
He did not.
That's why him and his buddies checked out and they took off for the Elven lands.
Yeah.
Man, that was
here's an argument I've had for a long time. The hero really was Sam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he was the only one who stayed uncorrupted by the ring.
He stayed on course and he didn't waver. That dude picked homeboy up. They've been starving for days. Them bare leather feet was all bloody.
his best friend berating him and fucking, attacking him on occasion, siding with Gollum over him on the arguments and shit. And
he carried his ass up that mountainside. his only failing, he should have took the ring before he got to the top. He really should have took, because the same thing happened. He's just that ring just, it can't be beat. No. But he was like even like trying. Frodo was invisible. He's like, okay, I see the footsteps. I'm gonna get you. It just happened to be that Gollum got to him first.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Sam
was the GOAT.
Sam was the GOAT. And then he got the girl.
Mm-hmm. He got the girl. He got the kids. He got the family. He became, was it the governor or mayor of Hobbiton?
Yeah, he became the governor. He's like, yeah. All it took was a little bit of suffering and hardship and getting chased by freaking goblins.
Giant spiders.
Got his cardio up. They were always running. It's good.
And he was the one carrying all the fucking cooking utensils and shit, all the pots and pans, had that heavy-ass rucksack on the whole time. Yeah, he was yoked getting through Mordor bad.
That was a strong little hobbit.
But yeah, no, Sam, definitely a hero, by definition, hands down. Frodo was thrust upon circumstances.
Yeah,
and
he had the mantle. Yeah, he had the mantle of hero. Yeah, he was given the burden. But he had the MVP team. Sam took care of him.
Yeah.
That dude didn't flinch. That dude couldn't swim, ran straight into the river. Man. And drowned by all intents and purposes. Frodo had to reach down and got him. He would have drowned trying to be his wingman. That's
ultimate support.
Sorry. That guy, he gets it all. I'm sorry. I don't know why people keep thinking Frodo. Fuck Frodo. Samwise Gamgee was the man.
Well, that's why I say anybody could be a Frodo. Yeah. Nobody else could have been a Sam.
Nobody could have been a Sam at that time.
But people need heroes. People need some optimism and hope. We need those Dekus and those Narutos and the Malcolm Reynolds and the Supermans.
It's your
and the
turn.
Goddamn Samwise Gamgees out there.
It's your turn now. Yeah.
All right, folks. With that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's episode of Nightwatch. Thank you for joining us. As always, like and subscribe. Share it around. We're going to be doing this for as long as we can. And that's hopefully going to be a short hair past forever. But only if you guys keep showing us love and support. Get in the comments. Let us know who your favorite heroes are. And we'll catch you on the next shift.
Amen.
All right. Time to empty out the mop bucket, run the trash, and hit the lights. Go get off my time clock and be safe getting home.